What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Patrick, aka Addicted to Combat, back for the first time in way too long. And this is not even an MMA related post. This is more on the personal side. This was a competition I did recently. For those of you who remember, my other passion in life besides mixed martial arts is competing and training for powerlifting meets. And this is something I've been doing competitively for over 12 years now. And my last competition in Chicago on November 15th was my 20th meet. It was my best one yet, so I was able to total 1,846 pounds. Again, if you don't know powerlifting, that's a combination of your heaviest squat, your heaviest bench press, and your heaviest deadlift on the same day. So that was enough to win first place on this day, and the best lifter award, which is their pound for pound award as well. So it was a small meet, but there were some competitive lifters there, and this day was not without failure either. I went 7 out of 9 on my attempts. And we're going to go over what led to the success, but also led to the failure on some of these lifts. So, moving through this opening attempt, I'll back this up on squat. This was 622 pounds, which, again, a legal squat in powerlifting. The crease of the hip has to dip below the top of the knee, which can look different based on the size and stature of the lifter. But you can see I really have no problem hitting depth on the squat. My lower body mobility is pretty good. It's really all in my upper body that is a mess on the squat, and it's given me issues over the past couple of years. So an easy repetition there. I had no problem doing that. But looking at this next attempt at 661 pounds, which is a meet record for me, and that's just an all-time best. You can see how wide my hands are on the bar. That's not ideal. You know, some of us bigger guys, I weigh over 290 pounds. We just are really tight in our shoulders from a lot of bench pressing and things, and just not stretching properly. So I got to work on that, because if my hands and elbows were closer, my upper back would be tighter. This bar would be a lot more stable, and the lift would be even easier than that was. So again, powered out of the hole on 661. No issue there. I decided to go up to 683 pounds because 22 pounds didn't seem like a big leap for me after how easy that 661 was. And the goal on the day, if everything felt easy, was 700 pounds. But I decided to play it what I thought was safe here, but things do go horribly wrong. Again, I'm trying to pretend that I'm not tired here. I only had about 5 minutes in between each of these squat attempts to re-wrap my knees and get back out there. So I was really out of breath the whole time. So you'll see me really try to give everything I can to get air into my stomach, unrack this big weight here, stabilize my feet. But when I went down rather quickly, all of that weight shifted back onto my heels. My right foot rolled there if I zoom into it. And all the weight shifted backwards. My hip shot back. And I just lost all balance, had no power there. So shout out to the spotters for saving me. Otherwise, that 683 would have put me right into the ground. So I had to shake it off, go into the bench press warm-ups. So in the back, I warmed up to 385 pounds, and then I came out and opened with my first attempt at 424 here. Pause on the chest. A lot of power there, but my arms and back were cooked. So I'll back that up. Even though 424... is my opening attempt, I would expect that to move a lot faster than that, but luckily I opened up a little bit lighter because, again, after squatting, you're just not at full power to do your bench presses. So I moved on to 452 for the next attempt. Shout out to Bryce, who's giving me the lift off there. You can see the weight is behind you, and you're trying to keep your back tight to have a good platform to press off of. So usually it's a coach or a training partner will lift the weight off for you, just so that you can get it in position before you start the rep without untucking your shoulders. But having somebody knowledgeable who will give you a good lift off is crucial. So right there, Bryce, he's lifted off for me in the gym and in competition thousands of times. Again, this is a full body exercise. Everything has to be in line to nail these big weights. And there was a lot of power off the chest, but really slow on the lockout there. My arms were cooked, and 452 I was disappointed with. It should really move faster than that. So I jumped just 10 pounds to 463 pounds, which is a number I've done in competition before, but that was in a bench-only meet. So again, I didn't have to squat beforehand, and I was a lot more fresh for that one. But tried to will myself into it, even though I knew I was tired. I thought I had a pretty good chance of hitting this, but you'll see it slows down there, and I could hold that position all day where it got to, So the spotters are going to save me. A good thing they did, but right there, that sticking point, I could have held that position all day long, but we had to shake that off and move on to the deadlifts. My opening deadlift was 672 pounds. The story behind the deadlifts for this meet, I did not have a chance to actually practice this lift in training for about almost 2 months before this competition. I had some weird thing in my shoulder, and whenever I would pull on the deadlift, it would feel like it was going to tear something, so I just rested on deadlifts. It's a lift I'm naturally good at. I'll back up this opening attempt at 672. What I'm trying to do with my arms and everything there is just create as much tension in my back as possible, get as much air into my abdominals as I can, and then by the time I bend down to reach and grab the bar, it pretty much just flies off the floor as it did there. So it's all about the setup. It's all about what I do before I actually touch the bar that leads to the success in the deadlift. So what happened there is, if you watch this bar, they try to load the weight and put the bar evenly, but I mean, as I walk out, it's actually like almost cutting my foot off. It's rolling still as they set it up and they say the bar is ready. So the diva that I am, I tell them to straighten that shit out, and then I walk away and I come back. 711 pounds. Gets ripped off the floor. Very easy. I can pretty much pull anything off the floor. It's locking it out once it gets past my knees is my issue. So I just have to continue to work on the glutes and work on my hip strength and just work on my technique so that those lockouts are easier. So this is 733 pounds. I get fired up. I'm ready to go. Something I've never done before. This is the heaviest deadlift I've ever attempted in the gym or in a competition. So I get my grip just right. My technique and my starting position was pretty good here. But again, I have to be very careful at the top, because if at any point it looks like you're using your thighs or your legs to rest the bar while you lock it out, they will disqualify the lift. So I had to be very sure when the bar slowed down that I was not using my legs to support the lift, and I was just slowly getting my body straight and pulling my shoulders back. So the meet is over. Again, a 661 squat, a 452 bench press, and a 733-pound deadlift. Added up, the total is 1846 for the day. So my next goal will be to break 1,900 pounds and see what happens from there. So thanks for watching, you guys. Cheers.